You know that kind of match in pro wrestling where three people are involved? They're usually entertaining and very flashy. A triple threat, because that's what these are. Hey guys, my name is Mykee. I'm one half of the Kicks, Vibes, and Life sneaker podcast, and welcome to Footnotes. Footnotes is a series on this channel where we give you news and info on sneakers, brands, and sneaker culture. And today, we're back with another sneaker review. Now, earlier I mentioned Triple Threat because the shoe we're taking a look at today is a three-way collaboration between Adidas and two of the biggest brands in sneakers and street culture, Undefeated from Los Angeles and the Bathing Ape from Japan. Now, both Bape and Undefeated have collaborated with Adidas before on footwear and apparel. And it's also not the first time that these three brands have collaborated collectively. If you've been tuned into sneaker culture over the years, you might have seen some past Adidas x Bape x Undefeated products before. Off the top of my head, I remember a few Superstars, a few Campus pairs, and a really cool ZX 5000. So that makes the shoes I'm reviewing today just the latest products in a long-standing collaborative relationship between those three brands. So without further ado, let's take a good look at the Adidas x Bathing Ape x Undefeated ZX 8000. Starting with the box, you get a white box that's pretty plain if you take a quick glance. It's devoid of any indication of who the shoes were made in partnership with. Set in the center of the top of the box, you get the Adidas Originals trefoil logo with the words A to ZX series laid out on top of it. You get another A to ZX logo on another side of the box. With how both are set, they're pretty hard to see. The label is stuck on the slide-out portion of the box, and the colorway of the shoes is black, footwear white, and gum. Making our way to the shoes, the uppers are made with a really good mix of materials. The uppers themselves are nylon and feature Bape's signature first camo print in dark shades, overlaid with layers of white leather for the Adidas 3 stripes and black suede. On the lateral side of the left shoe, you have the words A Bathing Ape in gold set by the lace locks. But on the lateral side of the right shoe, Undefeated takes the spot where the Bathing Ape branding used to be. Though the shoes look the same, there are a lot of contrasting branding elements laid out across both shoes. It's kind of like a Bape and Undefeated Greatest Hits compilation, if you will. Aside from the differences in terms of the branding on lateral sides of both shoes, other differences can be seen on the tongue where the left features a Bape head patch, while the right has an Undefeated 5-strike logo patch. On top of the signature ZX style heel counter, the heels also sport different logos. Again, Bape head on the left, 5-strike on the right. And the same goes for the heel area of the outsole as well. There are a few features that both shoes share as well. Both have black flat laces that feature reflective threading. If you're not feeling them, an extra set of white laces with the same reflective threading treatment comes with the shoes as well. Both shoes also feature a patch of a Bape head that's sandwiched by the words Undefeated in military-style text and Bape in a collegiate-style font. The insoles feature the logos of all three brands involved in this collaboration. And the insoles are lined with the same Bape first camo print that's used on the uppers. A very interesting feature that both shoes share is the addition of stash pockets on both tongues. You can open and close them with zippers. They're spacious enough to fit a number of small loose items like bills, coins, house keys, and more. Both pockets are also lined with a nylon first camo print, so that's a nice touch. On the back of the tongues of both shoes, you have the words Return of the Bape, Undefeated Los Angeles year 2020. Both pairs feature a white foam midsole and a gum rubber outsole segmented by Adidas' signature torsion bar feature. On first try, they felt good in terms of step-in comfort given how the ZX 8000 is a heritage running shoe at this point. quite soft, and a little more on the stable side. However, in terms of fit, they feel a little narrower than they should be in the midfoot. That's due to the presence of garters to keep the tongue in a more or less fixed position on the shoes. You'll really feel those straps on both sides of your feet. It doesn't feel bothersome, and it's certainly something I know I can get used to. But it's still something I wish I knew beforehand. In terms of sizing, I got them in a size 9.5, which is the same size I wear in other heritage Adidas models such as the Stan Smith. There's a bit of an allowance up top, but that's fine with me. In relation to the other ZX models I own though, I could have went down half a size, but now that I know how these things fit, the narrow feeling of the midfoot probably would have been a bit more narrow and restrictive due to the garters on the tongue. Now, before I go into my overall thoughts on the shoe, here's a better peek at how they look on feet. Overall, I think these ZX 8000s are a great pair of shoes. With so many different branding elements, there's a lot of fan service for fans of all three brands involved. On paper, the idea of having so many logos and camo print seems like overkill from the start. I do have to admit though that everything comes together to form one of the most low-key pairs of shoes I've seen that's blasted with branding. There's also a green colorway that was sold through Undefeated and Bape, but the black pair I feel is more versatile and easier to work into different kinds of fits. I picked up my pair from the Adidas Philippines web store. Most sizes sold really fast, but they're not going for much more than retail on the resale market right now. Even with names like Bape and Undefeated attached to the collaboration, these shoes didn't really seem very high in terms of general interest. Like if this was a few years ago, these shoes would have flown off the shelves and resale prices would have gone through the roof. This probably goes to show you where the hype is at now. And it also makes me wonder whether brands like Bape and Undefeated are losing their luster. Like I said earlier, both brands have made tremendous and significant impacts on both sneakers and street culture. If you think the allure of sneakers and streetwear is solely based on extremely hyped and limited edition products, these two brands are definitely part of the reason why things are the way they are now. I'm guessing here, but it's probably also due to the fact that both brands are bigger now in terms of presence. You can buy Undefeated products online, and even though there was a point where Bape fell off, the company became a mess and Nigo left the brand, Bape battled back and expanded in a big way. But sometimes when your presence gets too big, there's always the risk of losing what defined your brand in the first place. The only other reason I can think of for the relative lack of hype for these shoes is due to the fact that they're part of a bigger Adidas initiative called the A to ZX series.
Basically, the A to ZX series has different collaborators from different walks of life, each offering their takes on Adidas' storied line of ZX running shoes.
Originally started in 2008, aside from the ones I just reviewed, this year's set features offerings from Japanese sneaker retailer Atmos, Lego, Italian football club Juventus, and many more.
The shoes we reviewed weren't part of that series and they got pushed more individually. I'm pretty sure the hype around them would have been bigger. Then again, I don't really care for hype, and I think everybody should get a fair shot at buying the shoes they like. I'm pretty happy I got them, so if I didn't, I would just moved on. After all, there's always more shoes out there.
And that ends my little review of the Adidas x Bape x Undefeated ZX 8000. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our sneaker content such as Footnotes, Steel Spotting, the current rotation, and of course our namesake podcast. Were you able to cop the same shoes? Let me know what you think about them in the comments section below.
Once again, my name is Mykee. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.